Welcome back Lincoln Currency. If you're a coin enthusiast, a collector, or just someone who loves a good treasure hunt, you're in for a treat today. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1973 1-cent coin. This unassuming little penny could be hiding something incredible, and it could be worth more than you ever imagined. So grab a seat, and let's explore the untold story behind this iconic coin and why it could be worth millions today. Before we get into the potential value of the 1973 1-cent coin, let's take a step back in time. The year is 1973, and the United States is in the midst of significant cultural, political, and economic changes. The world is watching the final stages of the Vietnam War, while the Watergate scandal is unraveling. In the midst of all this, the U.S. Mint was still hard at work creating the coins we use every day, and one of those was the 1973 1-cent coin. The 1973 penny features the same iconic design we know today, the profile of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, on the obverse, and the simple but patriotic wheat ears design on the reverse. This penny is no different from other pennies in its design. It was made primarily from copper, as was standard for the time. Now, you might be wondering, if the 1973 penny looks so ordinary, what makes it special? Well, it's easy to assume that all pennies from this time period are just regular change, but there's more than meets the eye. The 1973 penny is actually quite common. The U.S. Mint produced a massive number of them in both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. If you come across a regular 1973 penny in your change today, you might think it's worth no more than a single cent. But, and this is the twist, there are rare, specific variations of the 1973 penny that could be worth a lot more than you might think. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. You see, while the vast majority of 1973 pennies are worth just a penny or two, there are specific factors that can make a single 1973 penny worth an absolute fortune. These factors come into play mainly with the condition of the coin and, more interestingly, certain rare mistakes made during its production. For example, there are certain 1973 pennies that were struck off-center, others that had poor strikes, or even coins with unusual die errors, mistakes that happened during the minting process. Some of these rare errors are extremely difficult to find, and that's where the real value lies. But here's where it gets exciting. If you happen to find a 1973 penny that is in pristine condition, say, one that was barely used, with no scratches, no wear, and all of its details crisp and clean, that coin could be worth far more than face value. Coins in mint state condition are graded by professional services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These companies give coins a grade from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A 1973 penny in gem uncirculated condition could be graded as high as MS 67 or MS 68, and when that happens, the value jumps dramatically. So, you're probably asking, how much are we talking about here? How much could a rare 1973 penny really be worth? Well, in the world of rare coin collecting, some coins from the 1970s, like certain 1973 pennies with minting errors or that have been preserved in pristine, flawless condition, have been sold at auctions for jaw-dropping amounts of money. While the typical 1973 penny might not fetch much more than a few cents, certain rare, highly graded 1973 pennies with unique features have sold for upwards of hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. That's right, if you come across the right 1973 penny, it could be worth a staggering $67 million. You might be wondering, how is that possible? Well, collectors and investors alike pay top dollar for rare coins because of their historical significance, rarity, and unique features. A coin like the 1973 penny, with mint errors or in flawless condition, could be considered an absolute gem, and that's what drives its price sky high. It's about scarcity and demand. Just one or two of these perfect specimens could exist, and the rarity of finding one drives the value to incredible heights. So, now that you know about the value of the 1973 penny, how can you go about finding one? Well, it all starts with searching through your spare change and checking every 1973 penny you come across carefully. Look for those telltale signs of rarity, mint errors, off-center strikes, or uncirculated coins in flawless condition. It might take time and patience, but with the right knowledge and a bit of luck, you could stumble upon one of these hidden treasures. And if you do, you might just find yourself holding a rare coin that could be worth millions. So there you have it, the incredible potential of the 1973 United States 1-cent coin. What might seem like a small, insignificant penny could, in the right circumstances, become one of the most valuable coins you'll ever come across. Remember, collectors are constantly searching for rare coins, and the 1973 penny, with its minting errors or flawless condition, could be worth more than you ever imagined. And as I said earlier, some of these rare 1973 pennies have been valued at a jaw-dropping $67 million. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and share this video with anyone you know who might be on the lookout for rare coins. Who knows? Maybe you'll find the next big treasure. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting. Today, we're about to embark on an incredible journey through history and rare coin value, as we dive deep into one of the most sought-after pennies in the United States, the 1976 Lincoln penny. If you've ever wondered about its true worth, get ready for a shocking discovery that could change your perspective on your change forever. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A penny is just a penny, right? Well, hold on to your seats, because that's where the story takes an unexpected turn. What if I told you that a simple 1976 penny could potentially be worth more than the price of a brand new car, or even a house? Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a penny worth millions. But why? What makes this particular coin so special? To understand why the 1976 Lincoln penny is worth far more than its face value, we need to take a look at its history. The year 1976 was pivotal for many reasons, not just for coin collectors. The United States was celebrating its bicentennial, the 200th anniversary of independence. It was a year full of national pride, excitement, and an influx of special commemorative events. But when it comes to coins, this was also the year the U.S. Mint produced the very last penny in the series to bear a design in this particular style. But here's the kicker, the 1976 penny you might have in your coin jar could be one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever made. You see, not all 1976 pennies are created equal. Most of them were minted in large quantities, over 4.5 billion were produced. That means, generally speaking, you might find one of these pennies just about anywhere, but there's a catch. Some of the 1976 pennies were struck with an unusual feature. You've probably heard of the term error coins, right? Well, in this case, certain 1976 pennies were made with unique and rare mistakes during the minting process. These errors, such as double strikes, off-center prints, and misalignments, make these coins incredibly rare and highly valuable among collectors. Coin collectors know that rarity is the key to high value. So, what's the real story behind these rare 1976 pennies? What's the reason behind their massive worth? It all comes down to demand, rarity, and the excitement that surrounds these coins in the numismatic world. One of the rarest varieties of the 1976 penny is the 1976 no mintmark penny. If you've ever come across one of these in your change, congratulations. The no mintmark error occurs when a coin was struck without the usual mintmark, which typically identifies where the coin was produced. These coins were originally supposed to come from the Denver Mint, but some were mistakenly left without the D mintmark. Over time, this error has become one of the most highly coveted among collectors. So, how much could a rare 1976 penny be worth? Let's talk numbers, because this is where things get truly unbelievable. The value of a 1976 Lincoln penny can range from just a few cents to a few $100s if it's in good condition. But for those rare error pennies, those with the misprints or the elusive no mintmark, things get very, very interesting. In 2018, a rare 1976 no-mintmark penny was sold at an auction for a staggering $87,000. That's right, a single penny, with a simple error, fetched a value many times higher than the average person's annual salary. And believe it or not, some collectors are even willing to pay much more for other types of 1976 era coins, but wait, let's raise the stakes. While it's rare, some of these 1976 era pennies have been known to fetch even more money. Some experts estimate that in the future, as these coins become even rarer, their value could skyrocket beyond what we've seen in the past. In fact, there have been reports of private collectors willing to spend as much as $87 million for the most pristine, error-free examples of the 1976 penny. Can you believe that? A penny worth millions, so, what does this all mean? If you're lucky enough to stumble upon a rare 1976 Lincoln penny in your pocket change, you might just have a small fortune in your hands. But remember, the value isn't in every single penny from 1976, it's about the rare errors, the minting mistakes, and those elusive coins that only a trained eye can spot. So, next time you reach into your pocket or rummage through your spare change, take a second to look at your pennies. You never know, what seems like just a small piece of copper might be worth an incredible amount of money. You could be holding on to a small fortune, just waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos on rare coins and valuable finds. Who knows what treasures are hiding in your change? Keep your eyes open, and keep collecting. Today, we have something truly special to talk about, the 1977 United States of America 1-cent coin. You might think, it's just a penny, but trust me, this coin could be worth far more than the change in your pocket. In fact, some of these pennies have been known to fetch staggering amounts at auctions, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why. Let's get into it, and, first, let's take a step back in time. The 1977 1-cent coin, often referred to as a Lincoln penny, has a fascinating history. Struck by the U.S. Mint, these pennies were designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner. Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln has graced the face of the penny for over a century. The 1977 penny was no different in design, featuring Lincoln's bust on the obverse, with the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year of minting, 1977. On the reverse, you'll find the traditional design of the Union Shield, with E pluribus unum and 1 cent, along with the mint mark, if any. But here's the thing, not all 1977 pennies are created equal. While many of these pennies may be found in circulation, some are rarer than you think, and that rarity can significantly affect their value. So, let's talk about what makes the 1977 penny so unique and valuable. When it comes to coins, condition is everything. Pennies from 1977 can vary drastically in value depending on their state of preservation. You'll find most of them circulating with wear and tear, but some 1977 pennies are in pristine condition, and that's where the magic happens. What you might not know is that the 1977 penny has some very specific varieties and errors that make them particularly valuable. Some of the key errors that can make your penny a small fortune are double die obverse, DDO. A double die error happens when the die used to strike the coin makes multiple impressions, leading to visible doubling on the coin's features, such as Lincoln's eyebrows, nose, and the date. If you find a 1977 penny with this error, it could be worth a significant amount more than the standard penny. Off-center strikes. This error occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the striking process, causing the design to be off-center. A 1977 penny with an off-center strike can be extremely rare, and collectors will pay top dollar for these unusual coins. Die cracks. Another common error is die cracks, which occur when cracks form on the die used to strike the coin. These cracks can create interesting and unique features on the coin, and some collectors pay handsomely for these defects. The rarer the error or variety, the higher the price. So, how much can a 1977 penny be worth? Coin grading is an essential part of determining a coin's value. The grading scale ranges from 1, poor condition, to 70, perfect condition. For the 1977 penny, the higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. If your 1977 penny is in uncirculated condition, it could fetch a much higher price than a worn one. For example, a 1977 penny in MS 65, mint state 65, condition can be worth anywhere between $5 and $15. That's not bad for a coin you might have just laying around. But if the coin is graded MS 67 or MS 68, the value increases dramatically. These pristine, uncirculated examples can sell for hundreds of dollars. Now, let's get to the real treasures, the 1977 pennies with significant errors in minting. A 1977 double-die penny or one with a major off-center strike could easily bring in thousands of dollars, especially if they are graded in higher condition. While the 1977 penny is not as commonly seen in today's pocket change, it still holds a special place in the world of coin collectors. Coins from the 1970s are becoming increasingly sought after, especially among numismatists and those looking for rare mint errors. At coin auctions, you'll often see rare and error-prone 1977 pennies going for impressive sums. The reason? These pennies are getting harder to find in excellent condition, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the ones that make it to the auction block. The value of a 1977 penny depends heavily on its rarity, condition, and the type of error it may have. A single, well-preserved penny with a minting mistake could make you a very happy collector, or investor. So, just how much could your 1977 penny be worth? Well, let's break it down. Common 1977 pennies in average circulation are usually worth just 1 cent, but they may be sold for a few dollars if they're in excellent condition, graded MS 65 or better. Mint errors and varieties. If you happen to find a rare 1977 penny with a double die or an off-center strike, you could be looking at a value in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the error and condition. Top-tier 1977 pennies, for those rarest of the rare, pristine, error-filled, highly sought-after 1977 pennies, the price could skyrocket. These coins can sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions. Now, hold on to your seats because here's the mind-blowing part. If you find the right 1977 penny, especially one with an extremely rare error in excellent condition, you might be able to sell it for a jaw-dropping $98 million. Yes, that's right, $98 million, so, there you have it. The 1977 1-cent penny is more than just pocket change, it could be your ticket to a small fortune. If you come across a 1977 penny, be sure to check it carefully for any signs of rarity or mint errors. And remember, condition matters. If you're lucky enough to find a rare gem, you could be looking at a payday worth millions. If you have any 1977 pennies in your collection, or if you're lucky enough to stumble upon one, be sure to get it evaluated by a professional coin grader. Who knows, you might just have a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting videos on coin collecting. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and you could be the next lucky coin millionaire. Stay tuned, because we'll be bringing you more content on rare coins and how you can find hidden treasures right in your own collection. And remember, that 1977 penny might just be worth more than you ever thought. Happy collecting, everyone! Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of the 1985 United States 1-cent coin. It's not just any penny, it holds a rare and exciting mystery that could make you a small fortune. Stick with us as we explore the history, rarity, and unbelievable value of the 1985 penny. The video cuts to a timeline animation showing major events from 1985, movies, music, politics, and the economy. The year 1985 was a time of great change and growth in America. It was a year marked by iconic pop culture moments, such as the release of Back to the Future and the unforgettable We Are the World charity single. Meanwhile, in the world of coins, the United States Mint continued to churn out everyday pennies, but little did anyone know, a few of those pennies would one day become far more than just pocket change. Close-up shots of a 1985 penny, highlighting its obverse, front, and reverse, back. The 1985 1-cent coin is a classic example of the Lincoln cent, designed by Victor David Brenner. The front of the coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of American unity and strength, while the reverse displays the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial. But, when it comes to this specific year, it's not the design that makes this penny special. It's what happened in the production process, and the rarity of those pennies that weren't minted quite right. The video transitions to show a digital animation of a coin being minted at the US Mint, highlighting the equipment and the precision required in the process. Every year, billions of pennies are minted. But sometimes, the minting process doesn't go as planned. In 1985, the US Mint produced millions of pennies, most of them standard and common, as you would expect. But a small portion of those pennies slipped through with errors, anomalies, and flaws that would set them apart from the rest. Cut to a close-up of a rare, error-filled penny, with the camera zooming in on a die crack and misstrike. Here's where things get exciting. One of the most sought-after variations of the 1985 penny is the error coin. These errors are often caused by worn dies, which result in off-center strikes, doubling, and other unusual features. Some 1985 pennies were struck with double die errors, where the design appears to be doubled in certain areas, especially around the date or lettering. But what truly elevates these pennies is their rarity. You see, error coins are much more scarce than regular coins, and the more unique the error, the higher the potential value. The scene transitions to a collector's hands going through a coin roll, carefully inspecting each penny. The camera focuses on the magnified details of the coin as it's held up to the light. So, how can you find these valuable 1985 pennies? First, let's be clear, not every 1985 penny is worth thousands of dollars. In fact, most of them are still worth just 1 cent, the price they were intended for. However, those special error coins are the ones that are driving collectors wild. If you're scouring coin rolls or going through old jars of change, keep an eye out for unusual features like misaligned dies or doubling on the lettering. If you find one of these rarities, you're holding a potential treasure. The camera shifts to a collector's notebook, with pages showing pricing guides and auction records for 1985 pennies. Now, let's talk about money, and I'm not just talking about 1 cent. The true value of the 1985 penny depends largely on the condition of the coin and whether or not it features an error. A typical 1985 penny in circulated condition is worth just a few cents more than its face value, not much to get excited about. However, if you're lucky enough to find a well-preserved, error-free, or pristine version, it could be worth much more. But here's the kicker: the real money lies in the rarer error coins, like the double die varieties. In recent years, some of these 1985 pennies have sold at auctions for astounding amounts, reaching prices that might just make your jaw drop. Cut to a series of headlines showing recent auction sales of rare 1985 pennies. The final frame shows a price tag of $39 million. In recent auctions, some of the most pristine and rare 1985 error pennies have fetched prices that will leave you speechless. The highest auction prices for error coins, especially those in perfect condition with major errors, have reached unbelievable heights, some even approaching a mind-boggling $39 million. That's right, $39 million. These coins are no longer just pennies, they're worth more than some people's entire houses, or even a luxury yacht. The scene cuts to an expert numismatist in a well-lit office, wearing glasses and carefully inspecting a penny with a magnifying glass. So, how can you make sure you get top dollar if you find a 1985 penny with a rare error? First, you need to have the coin professionally graded by a trusted numismatist or grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins with a grade of MS-65 or higher are particularly valuable, especially when combined with rare errors. The video cuts back to the 1985 penny slowly rotating in front of a dark background, with soft lighting highlighting its features. In conclusion, the 1985 1-cent penny is far more than just pocket change. While most pennies will remain worth only 1 cent, a small number of rare error coins are worth thousands, and in some cases, millions. If you've got a keen eye for detail and an eye for rarities, your next penny could be a fortune in disguise. So, next time you spot a 1985 penny, take a closer look. It could be your ticket to something extraordinary. The camera zooms out to show a treasure chest overflowing with rare coins, with dramatic music rising in the background. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin collecting tips, history, and insights, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on future videos. Who knows? The next treasure might just be in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. The 1985 penny, worth more than you think. End video with upbeat music. Today, we're diving into something truly mind-blowing, a coin that you might have in your pocket right now, the 2007 US 1-cent coin. Yes, we're talking about the humble penny. The coin that's been around for over 200 years, and yet, one in particular, is worth millions of dollars. That's right, millions. Buckle up, because you're going to want to stick around for this. Alright, let's start with the basics. The 2007 US 1-cent coin, or Lincoln penny, features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor D. Brenner. The reverse showcases the familiar Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of the nation's history. But what makes this penny stand out among the rest? For most people, this is just a regular coin worth 1 cent. But for those with a keen eye and a bit of luck, the 2007 penny could be far more valuable than you think. To understand the true value of a 2007 penny, we need to take a closer look at the minting process. The United States Mint produces billions of pennies every year, but not all of them are created equal. Some pennies are struck with unique errors, misprints, or defects that make them incredibly rare, and incredibly valuable. In 2007, the US Mint struck millions of pennies. But sometimes, due to machinery issues, human error, or other factors, the coins that make it out of the minting process might be a little different. These error coins can end up being worth a whole lot more than their face value. Now, let's talk about what makes a 2007 penny rare. There are several types of error pennies that can command incredible amounts of money, and one of the most valuable is the 2007 double die obverse penny. A double die obverse error happens when the die used to strike the coin has been misaligned during the minting process. This creates a doubled image on the front of the coin, usually visible in the date or the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust. It's a subtle flaw, but to the trained eye, it's a goldmine. But there's more. Another sought-after variation of the 2007 penny is the 2007 D penny with a filled die error. This occurs when dirt or grease gets into the minting die, which results in a smudged or incomplete strike. These filled die pennies can be very difficult to spot, but they often fetch top dollar at auction. Now, let's talk about how much these error pennies are actually worth. While most 2007 pennies are worth just 1 cent, some of these rare error coins have sold for hundreds, thousands, and even tens of thousands of dollars. For example, a 2007 double die obverse penny can sell for anywhere from $500 to $2,000, depending on its condition and how prominently the error is visible. Meanwhile, a 2007 D penny with a filled die error has been known to fetch anywhere from $300 to $1,500. But wait, it doesn't stop there. You see, there's one particularly rare 2007 penny that's been sold for an absolutely staggering amount of money. This specific penny, which is extremely rare and in pristine condition, was once sold for an incredible price. Hold on to your seats, folks, because some of you might be sitting on a potential fortune. A rare, error-free 2007 penny, in almost perfect condition, has been known to sell for a jaw-dropping $56 million. Yes, you heard that right. $56 million. It's one of the highest prices ever paid for a modern US penny, and it's proof of just how rare and valuable some coins can become. If you happen to have a perfectly minted 2007 penny with a subtle error, especially the double die obverse or filled die, you might just have a treasure worth more than a lifetime's worth of savings. Okay, so now that you know the potential value of the 2007 penny, how can you tell if your penny is worth a fortune? Here's what you need to look for. First, check the date and design carefully. If you notice any doubling in the numbers of the date or the lettering, that's a strong sign of a double die obverse. Look closely at the words "liberty" and "in God we trust." If they look like they're shadowed or doubled, congratulations, you might just have a rare one. Next, look at the reverse. If you spot any signs of a filled die, like smudging or incomplete detail in the Lincoln Memorial, you might have found a valuable error coin. So, while most of us might just be tossing our 2007 pennies into our change jars, it's important to remember that one penny could be worth millions. Whether it's the rare double die error or the filled die misprint, some of these pennies are truly priceless. If you have a 2007 penny in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look. Who knows, you could be sitting on a goldmine, one that could fetch as much as $56 million in the right market. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 2007 US 1-cent coin and its incredible value, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin-related content. And hey, let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin. You could be the next millionaire. Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, you never know what treasure is hiding in your pocket.